Hey, welcome back, Lee here. Today I'm going to go over some useful tips and tricks for ChatGPT. Now, whether you're new to it or have been using it for a while, these tips will help you get the most out of it. So let's get started. So I know most of you will already be using ChatGPT, but for the beginners out there, you're first going to need to go to chat.openai.com and click sign up to register for an account. So click sign up and either use an individual account or simply use a Google, Microsoft or Apple account. So once you're signed up and you're logged in, you'll see a screen like this, and all you have to do is type in the chat box at the bottom and either press enter or click the arrow on the right hand side. So first of all, we'll just ask it a basic question. What is 4 plus 5? And it just tells us that it's 9. So now that's out of the way, let's go through the tips and tricks with a bunch of examples. You can get ChatGPT to change the format of certain data. It can do tables, ordered lists, bullet lists, CSV, and many more. You can also paste in existing information and get that reformatted as well. So let's ask it for the countries listing highest population to lowest in a tabular form. So show me a table with countries with highest population listed highest to lowest. And it spits it out, as you can see, China first, India second, etc. So let's ask ChatGPT to reorder this in alphabetical order. And it does it perfectly. But say we want this no longer to be in a table, but we want this in an ordered list. Let's see if it does that. Yep, perfect. So you can see the power of this. This can be applied to many situations, especially students. But say you want to now get this data into Excel, you could do that as well by asking it to rewrite it in a CSV format. And all you would do is simply take this data, put it in a text file, save it as .csv, and just open it up in Excel. So very powerful stuff. So you can get ChatGPT to write stuff as a particular celebrity or character by changing the persona or role before typing in your command. So to demonstrate this, we'll get it to write a wedding invitation. Which it has. And then what we'll do is we'll get it to rewrite this as if a pirate was the one that wrote it. So the best way to do that is to say act as in front of whatever you're asking it to do. So act as pirate, act as a pirate. And if you compare that to the original one where it just said, request to honor your presence, here straight away you can see it says Army Hearties and everything else is very piratey. We could also get it to reword sentences as a particular character. So say I want to say Lee loves IT and he loves to learn new things, but I'll get it to reword that as if Bugs Bunny was writing it. We can see that straight away it says, hey, what's up, Doc? What's up, Doc? And it's all as if Bugs Bunny was the one that wrote it. So this is a pretty useful feature. So another really useful feature with ChatGPT is the fact that you can generate to-do lists from paragraphs. So let's do it. So what I'm going to write is, please create a to-do list from the following paragraph. Lee, tomorrow for work, You need to design a new network for customer A and deploy Windows 11 for 1,000 hosts for customer B. You also need to do some studying for your Cisco exam. After work, you need to pick the kids up from school, feed them dinner, help them with their homework and go to the gym. So let's see the reply. So it produced a perfect to-do list. Our paragraph was relatively short. We could have provided it many paragraphs of information and it would have been just as effective. A really great use case. So because it is a chatbot, it's worth remembering that we can ask many follow-up questions to get further information on previous answers. We can essentially be conversational with the bot. So say we want to list all of the US states. And then out of this list, we want to find out all of the states with the warmest climates. We can say how many of these have the warmer climates. And it will provide that list accordingly. So you can see this is very useful for learning purposes. So another great way to help understand something more easily is by asking it to explain something to a child. This will get ChatGPT to simplify the reply. So say we want to know how an aeroplane flies. And we get the output, but say we still don't really understand it thoroughly. So let's ask ChatGPT to explain it to a child. And we'll find that the output is a little shorter, and some of the way things are phrased are a little easier to understand. So sometimes that can be a really cool feature, cool way to try and understand and learn new things. So we can actually use ChatGPT to create copywriting for us as well. Say that we were trying to sell a video course on how to bake chocolate brownies. We could ask ChatGPT to produce this copy for us. So based on this output, you can see it does a pretty good job of producing some good copy. Even if we have to tweak and customize it to our needs, it's ultimately doing most of the work for us. You can get it to draft emails for you. Say I want to quit my job, I could just get ChatGPT to write my resignation letter and just edit it accordingly. So let's try that out. I want it to write me a formal and polite email where I am handing in my resignation. As you can see, puts together a pretty professional email, if not a little bit lengthy, but again, you could say to ChatGPT to shorten this as well. You could also rewrite things in a different tone. So say I want to rewrite this in an angry tone. You can certainly do that. Obviously it's coming out with things like toxic environment. I suggest that the company seriously reevaluates its management practice. So as you can see, it has got a kind of a rude, angry tone to the email. It's extremely useful for learning purposes, very useful for students. You could just use the conversational feature to ask it simple questions. For example, what is the science behind electricity? And then within the answer, you might have other things that you don't understand. For example, here it mentions protons. So I can just say, what are protons? I could also use it to summarize huge amounts of information into just less words. So I found an article on Wikipedia in regards to the internal combustion engine. I'd say I want to summarize this, but I want to summarize it into 100 words only. So I would simply say summarize into 100 words. And it would do that for me. So I could use this to give me an analogy for something as well, such as, I don't know, give me an analogy for pain. Certainly, pain can be likened to a fire alarm. Just as fire alarm is a signal that something is wrong or there's danger in a building, pain serves as a warning signal for the body. Maybe we'll try one more. Give me an analogy for crying. Crying can be compared to a pressure release valve on a container when emotions build up inside. Crying serves as a way to release and relieve that emotional pressure. So yeah, quite complex analogies, but yeah, great for that as well. Another great use case is the ability to compare and contrast information. So in this case, I'm going to compare Batman versus Superman. And we say compare and contrast Batman versus Superman. It's going to list out all the facts. And then it's going to summarize it. So in essence, while both Batman and Superman are superheroes dedicated to justice, they differ significantly in their origins, powers, methods, and symbolic representations. Another awesome way that you can use ChatGPT is the ability to ask for a step-by-step guide on how to do something. So say we don't know how to make an omelette. Let's ask ChatGPT, give me a step-by-step guide on making an omelette. And it's going to provide me the ingredients, the required equipment, and step-by-step instructions that anybody can follow. Really, really useful. So it's really good at brainstorming ideas. Say that we've just started a new pizza restaurant and we need a new name. We can simply say, give me some name ideas for a new pizza restaurant. And it's just going to spit out a long list of potential names. So one of the most powerful features of ChatGPT is the ability for it to write code in programming languages such as Python, HTML, Java, and many more. I'll show a basic example in Python. What we'll get it to do is create a calculator. So I'm going to say write a simple calculator in Python 3. We'll take the code that it spits out and we'll paste it into a text file. We'll bring that over and we'll just save it as calculator.py, which is the extension for Python. Save that to the desktop. Let's just open the command prompt. We'll change to the desktop and simply run Python. And then run the file that we actually created. And yeah, there you go. It works. So let's just test it. We'll do 3 times 4. So we'll do 3 for multiplication. The first number is 3. The second number is 4. And it's worked it out to be 12. So just like that, ChatGPT generated a program. I know it's a very simple program, but it can do more advanced ones as well. So another great way to use it for studying is that you can give it a large amount of information, tell it to create flashcards, and also tell it to then create quizzes for that. So first of all, I'm just going to say, create me 10 flashcards on the following text. I've now gathered some information from Wikipedia on planet Mars. I'll hold down Shift and press Enter so it doesn't execute. I'll paste that in. It's quite a bit of information on Mars, and I'll execute. And right off the bat, it's going to kind of create summarized flashcards, making it much easier to remember. And on top of that, we can then say create a 10-question quiz from this. And then it's just going to produce that quiz, which is going to solidify the information further still and help us learn and ultimately remember things. So another cool way to use ChatGPT would be to create personalized custom plans. For example, you could use it to create a gym workout plan. So I could say, write me a workout plan to exercise my back and improve strength in 6 weeks. I am 38 and new to the gym. And from what I'm seeing here, it's produced a pretty good plan. Much faster than I could ever do. It can also be used for entertainment purposes. For example, you could create music playlists, create jokes, stories. So I'll come up with a few examples. I'm really into trance music, so say I want to quickly create a playlist of songs that are like one of my favorite songs, Tiesto, Adagio of Strings. So I'll say, write me a playlist of songs like this particular song. And based on my knowledge of trance, it's put together a very good playlist right there. Say we want to put together a pub quiz. I could say, write me 10 pub quiz questions based on superheroes. And it's done that. I mean, obviously you could use this in an actual pub quiz. You don't necessarily have to give people the A through D, but again, much faster than we could ever do. So the examples I've shown are with ChatGPT 3.5, which is the free version. And if you're able to subscribe to the version 4, which is called ChatGPT Plus, there are even more awesome capabilities such as analyzing URLs, analyzing and creating images, having longer context, allowing you to import more information, and much more. And one final thing I'd like you to bear in mind is that ChatGPT is basically using knowledge it's gathered on the internet. So always check for plagiarism if using it for any form of content creation. I would also double check the data if you feel it's incorrect, as very occasionally it can make a mistake. And you can see this at the bottom of the page where it says ChatGPT can make mistakes, consider checking important information. I hope you have found this video useful and insightful. Thanks for watching today. Please comment, like and subscribe to help me grow the channel. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.